Hello YouTube, hello YTPC. I am making my first actual pipe related video, and I'm doing it because I see questions about tongue bite asked all the time. I am part of a Facebook group, and there are about 17,000 members in that, and many of them are new and they ask about tongue bite. So I'm going to give you my take on it. This is my opinion. That's all I'm going to say about that. What am I doing here? Well, I'm drying some tobacco out. Anyway, we're going to talk about prevention, and then we're going to talk about treatment. All right, I'm going to get a couple things out of the way first. Number one, yes, pH can play a factor, and we'll get into that in a minute, but let's try to eliminate some other things first. Secondly, don't smoke your pipe when you're drunk, especially new pipe smokers. You're going to smoke it too enthusiastically, and you're going to burn your mouth, and you're not going to feel it until the next day. All right, so the types of tongue bite. There are three primarily. Number one, a steam burn. If the tobacco is too moist, you will burn your mouth, more than likely, unless you know what you're doing. Two, a heat burn. You're smoking the tobacco too fast, and it gets too hot, and it burns your mouth. And then third is a chemical burn, and that's the pH thing. Yes, some people cannot smoke burleys. Some toppings and aromatics, etc., can burn your mouth. All right. Next, I want to talk about the three things you can do to try to prevent tongue bite. Number one, it's too moist. Dry the tobacco, just like I'm doing here. Dry it out, okay? If it's too moist, it will steam up and it will burn your tongue. Number two, pack the bowl properly. There's a million different packing videos out there. Some are good, some are whatever. Learn how to pack the bowl. I'm not going to do a bowl packing video right now, but that is very important. I will touch on it a little bit. And then third, slow down. And that's not just your cadence. That's not how often you're puffing. Because if you puff once a second, in a minute, that's 60 puffs, and it's too many. You know, it's kind of like a bunch of teenagers that skip school at lunch and they're smoking in the alley across the street, and they're all sharing one cigarette, and the cherry is 2 inches long and it's hot. Slow down. The other thing is the speed that you pull the air through the pipe. If you're sucking real hard, it's going to make it hot. So slow down. That's both cadence, the amount of puffs, and the speed that you draw through the pipe. I think people gloss over that. They'll say things like take sips. New people don't often know what that means. Slow down. So, got a few diagrams here. We talked about drying out the tobacco, so now we're going to talk about bowl packing. You don't want to pack it too tight. If the blue dots are tobacco, that's too tight. Okay? You're going to have to draw on it a lot, and it's going to make it hot. You don't want to pack it too loose. Okay? Thirdly, you want to pack it just right, and that is a little bit looser at the bottom, a little bit tighter in the middle, and then the tightest at the top. You do that because you need somewhere for it to go as you tamp. All right. So, not too tight, not too loose, just right, and ideally with some gradation in there. All right. What happens if you smoke too fast or pack it too tight is you get this. The gray part is ash, the red part is the part that's on fire, and the blue part is tobacco. If you smoke too fast and pull through it too quickly, you wind up with a great big ember like that, and it will get really hot and it will burn your mouth. And if it's moist, it will steam burn your mouth. All right, you want it to look more like this. You want to smoke slowly enough that you have a smaller fire. It's still burning, but the heat from that is going to be a lot less than the heat from this. Again, about cadence. Primarily the speed you're pulling through the pipe. If the red arrows indicate the speed of the air going through the pipe, you're pulling too fast and too hard. You want it to look more like this, a slow draw through the pipe. That's about all I have to say. So to recap, dry your tobacco, learn to pack your bowl properly, and do not smoke too fast. It's really that simple. That will eliminate 9/10 of your problem. Okay? The last thing is treatment. I said I would go over that, and it's quite simple. Black coffee. Just drink black coffee. It'll go away fairly quick. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. I apologize if this video's rough. I'm just trying to get some information out there fairly quickly. And happy smokes, and take care and all that stuff.